My son dumped water on me at 2 a.m. and while filming it on his phone yelled, "Wake up, bro, it's a prank." Right at that moment, I could have swatted him like a fly, but I just laughed and said nothing. My son smiled and said, "This is just the beginning." The next morning, we were having breakfast like usual, but my son wasn't at the table. I went into his room to check where he was, but I got hit in the face with a bat as soon as I opened the door. My son shouted, "Dad, it's a prank, haha." I was about to tear this little rascal apart, but my wife stopped me and said, "Don't you dare touch an innocent child." So I had no choice but to leave quietly. After 10 minutes, I was getting ready to leave for work, but then I realized I'd left my project folder at my room. I went back to get it and saw that my briefcase full of documents was on fire. Within seconds, the whole room was in flames. In a panic, I called the fire department, and when I ran outside, my son was already standing there with a camera. However, my wife wasn't there. I asked my son where she was, and he replied, "When my video gets 10 likes, I'll tell you where she is." So I immediately went back into my son's room, where my wife was lying unconscious. Somehow I carried her outside, and the firefighters had already arrived. When they asked who had started the fire, my son immediately shouted, "My stupid father is responsible for everything." They looked at me with disgust and ran into the house. My son was still filming on his phone with a smile, so I walked up and snatched it from his hands. "You have no right to take my phone." Without a word, I just grabbed his hand and put him in the car. I said, "Now it's my turn to prank." Right then, my son started crying and begging for forgiveness. But 20 minutes later, we arrived at the orphanage, where staff were already waiting for my son.